Hello, Josie here. You ready for the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? And are you sure? Okay, here we go. Do you remember when you were a child, a kid, and you got in trouble for doing something that you should not have done? How did you feel? How did you feel when you got caught doing whatever it was that you should not have been doing? You got caught by that authority figure, by that parent. And then, after you got caught, you were chastised and or given a whipping, or you were put on punishment for a long period of time. Like, how did you feel? How did that make you feel? What did you end up doing? What did you end up saying, trying to get out of trouble? Do you recall? Do you remember? Did you feel as if it was the end of the world? Well, I'll tell you what. When I was younger and I got in trouble, a lot of the times that trouble came because of other individuals that were wanting me to get in trouble. They basically set up the scenario, set up the scene for it to happen. Unfortunately, what ended up happening to them is far worse than what happened to me. What ended up happening to them actually resulted in either loss of life or attachments to individuals that they never thought would end up in a toxic manner. So what am I talking about here? Well, everybody's got choices, right? The choices that you make will determine how your future is going to turn out. So a lot of people think that when you get chastised by your parents, when you get put on punishment, when you get a whipping, that they're doing that to hurt you. Some, yes. Others, no. They're actually doing it to keep you from getting into trouble in the future, make you think twice before you do certain things in the future. That way you don't have or get yourself involved in situations that you cannot get yourself out of, and or that are going to cause you a hell of a lot of trauma. I was going to say traumatic experiences, but really it's trauma. It's going to cause you a lot of trauma. Being attached to somebody that you should not be attached to. Being in a marriage that you don't want to be in. Having children that in your eyes and in your mind are a burden. They're a burden to you. You see them as a burden. You don't see them as a blessing. So let me just ask you this. If someone is seeing a child that they either birth from them or injected into another person, if they see that child as a burden and not a blessing, why would they see that child as a burden? Is it because of who had the child? Is it because the person that had the child made and or has been making their life a living hell? It hurts. It hurts sometimes learning the truth about certain individuals. certain reasons behind why things happened the way they happened. Learning about your family, learning about your former friends, people you used to know, people that you used to trust, it hurts. But one of the biggest things that hurts is being a child that was never wanted by their parents. And because that child was never wanted by their parents, those parents doing things against that child throughout their entire life thus far to set them back, keep them from achieving, keep them from being successful, throwing dirt on their name, lying on them, manipulating other people into doing things against them and whatnot, and telling them that they love them. That's one of the worst things an individual can learn. That's what I believe. That's what I feel. That's what I feel and believe. I will now go back into being punished. You know, you don't like to be punished or receive punishment from anybody. You don't like to be judged from anybody. You don't want to be called out by other individuals. A lot of people, they do fucked up shit. And they try to do these things under the radar, never expecting and never wanting to get caught, because if they do get caught, they will have to deal with the punishment. And they don't want to deal with the punishment. So imagine someone that has continuously gotten away with something. Continuously. They were never judged for it. They were never found out about it until they get found out. And then everything comes to light. So when you get caught by your parents at adolescence, you get caught doing something that you shouldn't have done, or you shouldn't have been doing, or you get caught in a lie. I think that's the worst. You get caught in a lie. You told your parent or you told your elders something that was not true, and they found out. They talked to this person and this person and this person, and they basically found out the truth. And then they come back to that child and ask them a specific question to find out how they're going to respond. And they give the wrong response. Automatically, anger comes across the face of that elder, of that parent, because they know that child lied, that child lied to them. And so the punishment is even worse because they lied. Not only did they lie, but they incorporated other people to try to cover up the lie. Now imagine somebody doing this over a 40, 50-year period. Imagine somebody doing this over 40 to 50 years. Manipulation, lies, toxicity, hurting others, so on and so forth. Imagine them doing this to a child that has done nothing except be born. And they do this to a child. And then God comes and asks them one question. And they tell him a lie. Another lie. Imagine how God is going to respond. I also want you to couple not only the lie that they told God, but God does not play about his children. So if you are out in the world lying on his child to any and everybody to get them on your side, to then go and do things against that child, to set them back, deter them, keep them from excelling, keep them from being happy, keep them from having relationships, friendships, Imagine how much more angry God would be. And let me see. It says in Psalm 90, and I read this outside earlier. Psalm 90, verse 7, "For we are consumed by your anger. We are terrified by your wrath. You have set our unjust ways before you, our secret sins in the light of your presence. For all our days ebb away under your wrath. We end our years like a sigh." I'm going to stop there and expound upon what I just read. We are consumed by your anger. What have you done to make God angry? What have you done? We are terrified by your wrath. Okay, you're terrified by God's wrath. Why are you terrified of God? If you have not done anything to make God's wrath reveal itself to you, why are you terrified? You have set our unjust ways before you. God knows everything that you have done, everything that you have said that has been unjust, unright, toxic, manipulative. He sees it all. It's all laid before him. So like I asked the question earlier, God asks you a question and you tell him a lie, how do you think he's going to respond? Anger. I then said, couple that with him knowing or finding out that you have been doing things unjust for years against his child. Wrath. Our secret sins in the light of your presence. You can't keep sin from God. You can't keep God from seeing your sins. God knows your sins. He knows what you've been doing. He knows how you've been sinning, how you've been doing things. He knows. He is well aware of what you've been doing. You can't hide it from him. It's in the light. Everything comes to the light. Everything comes to the light. For all our days ebb away under your wrath. You cut your life short by the sins that you do. You cut your life short. Not only from the things that you do against your body, against your better judgment, but God will also cut your years as well too. Do you not think he knew what was going on 20, 25 years ago when you said or made a pact with someone to come up against somebody and send their life to hell, make their life terrible, horrible, subject them to foul treatment, judgment, ridicule, and all that stuff? You don't think he knew? You don't think he heard that conversation that you had? And you don't think that you've been paying for it since then? Health decline. Aging. Inability to do certain things that you used to love and enjoy. Talents, gifts that he blessed you with that he may have taken from you and given to someone else because you weren't using it the right way, and or you weren't doing the things that showed that you were deserving of it. That's different than someone taking it into their own hands, into their own power and control to set someone's life in a downward trajectory by taking away those things that they're gifted at. I'm going to leave it at that. I've said more than enough. Hopefully you got the information, you got the message from what I just said. And I was just told to share punishment is going to happen for a lot of you, whether you want it to happen or not. It's coming for you. It's going to happen because of your unjust ways. It's going to happen because of what you did to others. Not only just yourself, but what you did to others, what you did to God's children. Punishment is coming for you. It is coming not only for you, but your children, your family, your loved ones, people that you brought along with you into the sin. They're going to be affected and they're going to be punished. So, that's up. Gotta go.